Welcome back to my channel. Today's date is July 13th, 2021, and this is your daily download for Topps Project 70. You know what also is unheard of? Topps releasing 22 different Project 70 players in one single day. So one day after we saw 13 different cards get released for Project 70, yes, those 9 All-Star cards were not part of the main set, only having 4 cards released today. Cards number 366 through 369. It kind of feels like a breath of fresh air to only think about having to purchase 4 cards versus 13. But before we discuss the 4 cards that released today, my name is Chris, otherwise known on Twitter, and Instagram is at CRT_Sportscards. And if you want to use the best website for everything related to Project 70, it is my website, simply CRTSportscards.com. And I also did want to quickly answer a viewer question that was left in the comments. And look, I appreciated all of the comments yesterday talking about your love, your hate, your sort of trepidation of having to buy some of these all-star cards in Project 70. But BP asked me a question. They said, if you had to pick just one artist-proof all-star card, which one would it be? And simply put, it has to be the Jacob deGrom Shohei Ohtani by Gregory Sif. And it is because it is the only real card of the 9 that fits into my collection of Project 2020 and Project 70 cards seamlessly. I could display that card with the Sif collection and it would make a lot of sense. I unfortunately am not collecting the other 8 artists, so for me to purchase any of those, it would not make a lot of sense. It would be kind of like an oddball card in my set. So at the moment, you know, of course I can't buy that artist proof, it's sold out. I am thinking about spending 20 bucks on that Ohtani deGrom card, but I'm still not sure. Thankfully though, Topps has given us a full week to purchase these, so we can go back and forth on if we're just buying one or if we're buying all 9 for $135, because if you're buying a couple, you might as well just buy all 9 and sell off the rest of those copies. So thank you, BP, for your question last night. And hey, if you have a question you'd like me to answer, leave a comment below. Maybe we'll start doing a question a night segment in these 5 to 6 minute episodes. But as we turn our focus now to today's cards in Project 70, cards 366 through 369 saw us have cards be released by Keith Shore, DJ Ski, Morning Breath, and Your Eyes Are Not Deceiving You. That is a face on a card designed by Fuchi. So let's go and tackle that Babe Ruth first. This is probably the most shocking card that any of us are going to see in the near future in Project 70, just because it is so different. This is almost like Gregory Sif releasing a Blake Jameson stencil card and saying, this is my new design style. The one thing we got to know Fuchi by was the fact that his cards didn't have faces. So now this is a massive divide in their set so far. Of course, when you mix in Project 2020 cards, there were 27 cards released without a face, and now apparently we're going to have the remaining 13 all be with a face. Of course, Fuchi on Instagram said they're changing up their style. They're going to be more graphic based going forward. So I'm curious, if you're a Fuchi fan, do you love this approach or do you hate this approach? I am kind of indifferent on the whole thing altogether because I'm not a collector of Fuchi, but we do have to realize this is, of course, their set. It's their 20 cards. So let's just give Fuchi a chance here. Let's see if this approach works. And I guess we'll find out in about 70 hours, because one thing that doesn't lie are numbers. And the print run number of a card tells us instantly if a card was received well or not in the set. And now releasing alongside that Fuchi Babe Ruth, we have DJ Ski with their Ronald Acuna Jr., and we have Morning Breath with their Derek Jeter. Both of these cards stay true to form with each of these artists. This is Ronald Acuna's 8th card in the set, but this is also the very, very first card released post-injury. I don't think we're going to start to see print runs drop off because he is injured, but will this card print 6,000 or 7,000, or can DJ Ski get this card over 10,000? I will say though, the further DJ Ski releases these cards, they get further and further deeper into pop culture, which for me goes right over my head. So I understand, I read the Instagram post around Outcast and everything else, but for me, I look at the card and go, Okay, it kind of looks like an Alex Parody card. What's the next card up? Oh yeah, that's right. It's another New York Yankee. These two Yankee cards today are number 75 and number 76 in the set. If there was a day that I thought Topps would have released a Colorado Rocky card to get them on the board, it would have been today, but we are still sitting at 0 cards. But here we have card number 76, which is Derek Jeter by Morning Breath. This is on top right now in my books with their Fernando Tatis Jr. This is from 1958 Topps. I think this card works very, very well. And if you're a fan of this design style, you're absolutely going to love this card. For me, it is an automatic buy if I was collecting Morning Breath or Derek Jeter. But seriously, let's not kid ourselves. My card of the day from a long-time fan of Project 2020 and Project 70 is of course going to be the second Jacob deGrom in the set, this time by Keith Shore. Keith Shore goes back to what put himself on the map. It was never the Griffey Shore. It was always the Bob Gibson. It was this card that released that some people said was the ugliest baseball card ever made. And for long-time show watchers, you will remember this. This was one of my forgotten 7 cards. I own a copy of this card. I think it's a wonderful card, and I'm just so happy that Keith Shore went back to this design style for this Jacob deGrom. And to celebrate deGrom, there is of course the pink chase card out of 48. So good luck out there if you're buying this card, because this chase card will go very, very nicely with your Forgotten 7 Bob Gibson from Project 2020. So for me, today was just a great day to relive the trials and tribulations of that Bob Gibson by Keith Shore. This also will complete your daily download for Tuesday in Project 70 for July 13th, 2021.